We're Megan and Jackson, and this weekend we decided to do the ultimate Oregon coast road trip, traveling from start to finish in 4 days.
The only catch? We'll be camping out of my Prius. My dad didn't love the plan.
You're camping in the Prius, not the CRV? Why are you doing that?
And I was excited. I'm from the Oregon coast. I'm stoked to share with you exactly what we did, where we ate, and what we experienced in our ultimate Oregon coast road trip. With that being said, we packed up our things in Portland, Oregon, and our adventure began. Although we didn't have a sleeping pad for the car, so we rendezvoused with my family to pick one up.
So this will be mine. You can use your own.
We said our goodbyes, gave our hugs, and we headed south. Also note that we are skipping Astoria, Seaside, and Cannon Beach on this trip because I'm from Seaside. I grew up here, and I grew up in these towns. Also, I've made video travel guides on each of these beach towns, and if you want to watch those, the links are in the description. But let's get back to the video. We skipped Cannon Beach and arrived at our first coastal town on this trip, Manzanita. It's named after the species of tree commonly found in the area, although I only saw one. So this is legitimately like the first time that I've spent time in Manzanita, and so far, it's pretty cute. Coffee shops, real estate, cafes, galleries. I'm about it. Manzanita has a low-key vibe, a modest downtown, an incredible beach out front right in the shadow of Neahkawnie Mountain. We happened upon their Thursday market and gave us a good sense of the town. Well, for being a sleepy coastal town, this farmer's market is absolutely popping and some super cool booths. I wish we had more time, but we gotta keep our schedule. We have to be somewhere. Let's go. We continued south, and 20 minutes later, we arrived at Rockaway Beach, home to an iconic corn dog. So we just passed the world's largest pronto pup, the original, and we're gonna eat at Tillamook Cheese Factory, but how do you not stop at the world's largest, the original pronto pup, and eat there? So we might grab a bite in a little bit, but we are at Twin Rocks. I am cold. Let's go get a pronto pup.
I don't know if we have time.
We always have time for a pronto pup. That's the best thing ever. Instead of riding the world's first mechanical corn dog, we opted to wait in line and read about the invention of the corn dog right here in Rockaway Beach in the 1930s. Is it hot?
Hyping.
Cheers.
Jeez.
Cheers.
Cheers. We
downed our corn dogs and continued south to the most iconic eatery in Oregon, the Tillamook Cheese Factory. We arrived late and only had about 45 minutes to do a self-guided tour, when in reality, I could spend hours here reading all these displays about how the best cheese in the world is made. Yeah, take one. Hey, how much time?
6 seconds.
Could be a milker, babe. The Tillamook Cheese Factory did a redesign in 2018 of the whole customer experience. It's just so well done and deserves a visit, even though they did change the cheese situation. They used to have this open cheese bar, which is just epic, but hey, free cheese is free cheese. We didn't eat dinner here since we arrived late, so for dinner, we did the classic Oregon brewery. Pelican Pub and Brewery. If you've never been, there's a number of Pelican Brewery locations up and down the coast with decent food, great beer, and predictably good service that's definitely worth a visit. We're right next to all the brewing barrels, and it is so fragrant, the hops. Like, it's straight IPA is what it smells like. Just like bitter, aromatic, and amazing. After dinner and on our way to our campsite, we had to make one quick stop. Megan and I are looking for a new mattress pad for the night. She's worried I'm not gonna sleep very well. But how much is it?
It's $30 and 20% off of that. So how about you just chill out?
$24 to have a good night's sleep.
Question is full or queen, not if.
Queen, baby.
Just like me.
Welcome, valued customer.
We just pulled into our spot. We're the only people here with not a camper.
We made it. Time to set up. Setting up the bed in the back of the Prius and kind of arranging all of our stuff took a lot longer than I thought. And I was nervous the whole time. I wasn't sure how Megan would react to the tiny amount of space we had. I wasn't sure how I would react. But all in all, it worked out. It is tight back here, babe. Here's the roof. This has to be a whole series of sleeping in the Prius.
No, it does not. This is a one-time thing.
You're such a trooper.
Yes, I am.
Night 1 in Tillamook. 1/3 of our way down Oregon. Good night. That is the first night in the Prius. I think it went pretty well. Woke up probably 10 times. My back hurts a little bit, but it is a rainy, wet, gray morning on the Oregon coast, but we're gonna start our day off. We're heading down to Pacific City to get some coffee. Good job, baby. We packed up our things this morning inspired by how well our first night went, but we were uneasy. Uneasy knowing that this next night, we didn't have a campsite. We didn't know where we were gonna stay.
It smells like a ripe toot.
Yesterday I was like, oh, it doesn't smell. It doesn't even smell bad this time. I think that was a thing that I made up as a kid.
It is.
I was wrong.
Stinky.
We made our way to Pacific City in classic Oregon coast weather. You see that?
We do. That's what you want to find?
I wanted to, but you can't even see the top of it. It just disappears.
This is a really cool state park, Cape Kiwanda, but it is absolutely socked in Haystack Rock. You can barely see it. So I think we're gonna continue south, hopefully get some better views, and hopefully the fog burns off. And so we did. We drove into town to the Grateful Bread Company, this cute little joint that we've gone to a couple times. We mostly just get coffee and baked goods here, but they do have full breakfast. After breakfast, we drove 30 minutes south. Lincoln City is really known for the outlets, but there are a bunch of eclectic shops and stores, but it just didn't seem like there was a ton of activities to do. Downtown is sort of not the coziest downtown. It's not like Cannon Beach or anything. And it's kind of spread out. So we're gonna try to hit as much as we can and then head down the beach. Hopefully this haze burns off, but unlikely knowing the Oregon coast. This prehistoric is probably the best thing. I
haven't even been inside
I hope.
yet.
I'm expecting it to be amazing. So we drove to South Lincoln City to the Siletz Bay river mouth where the sun really busted out. We are out here in Taft and there are people stand-up paddleboarding, snorkeling, crabbing, fishing, playing with their dogs, canoeing, boat. It's just like, there's a lot going on out here. I've never seen it this busy. This is a sick little area known as Taft, and it's known for its wildlife, crabbing, birds, salmon, and because of those salmon come the seals, which you can see right on the bank right there. And because of the seals, it draws in sharks, and it gets super sharky right offshore. I surfed here one time and it was just sketchy. After Taft, we bounced 12 minutes south to Fogarty Creek. This spot is a gem. Whoa, be careful, babe.
Do you think I'm going to just keep going?
I don't remember Fogarty Creek being this pretty as a child, but here we are, probably the nicest thing we've seen so far. This rock is popular to climb, but please be safe. At high tide, you have to time the waves, and even if you do that or come at low tide, it's really not the easiest to climb up. But if you do, you get great views. We are headed south, Depoe Bay, Newport. Let's begin. Depoe Bay is one of my favorite Oregon towns. It's the whale watching capital of Oregon. It's home to the world's smallest harbor. It's right on the water. Downtown is super welcoming, and they've got great food options. After exploring the strip, we went and ate at The Horn, where we had great chowder, great service, and great views of not just the harbor, but even the ocean where we spotted a couple whales. So we saw some whales at Depoe Bay, which is like the epitome of what to do at Depoe Bay, so I feel like we've done it. Time to move on. And we move 15 minutes south to Newport. Newport is dramatic with the jetty, the giant bridge, which I storm surf under during the winter, and that is always a blast. They've got the best aquarium on the coast and one of the coolest old towns to spend the evening just walking around. But first things first. So we're here at the Oregon Coast Aquarium. I haven't been here in years, and if you know me, you know I love animals, you know I love the ocean, and so it's a perfect match. Let's go check it out. What I love about the Oregon Coast Aquarium is that it's immersive and really connects you with the Oregon coast. People can come here, learn about Oregon's wildlife, and then go apply that knowledge as they explore Oregon's shorelines. Oh, look at him, he's spinning.
What is he doing?
He's playing.
That is so cute.
You a fan?
Yes. They're so cute.
They are. The highlight of the aquarium for me was hands down the Passages of the Deep. It was incredible. And if you can swing it, the Oregon Coast Aquarium is worth a visit. After this, we drove back across the bridge to Old Town, where you have Ripley's Believe It or Not. You can walk the docks where local fishermen are selling their daily catch. And of course, you can hear it, there are sea lions barking all the time. Be careful here. These guys are gnarly, they sunbathe on the docks, and they are aggressive. Old Town is a working town. You'll have cute shops, and then right next door you'll have bait being processed or people cutting up fish. We were getting hungry from watching the people filleting fish, so we decided to eat some of it at Asiatico Waterfront Sushi. Everything was great here. Food was fresh, the view was incredible, and I even learned something new. I learned that Megan splits her chopsticks this way and then rubs them together for good luck. I'd never seen that. Awesome food, super fresh. Tuna, salmon, Dungeness crab, bay shrimp, all fresh, caught from right here. Anyway, sunset tonight was unreal. Just absolutely a gorgeous night on the harbor, but reality set in. We didn't have a campsite, and we had no idea where to sleep. But that's for our next video.